I have not learned a better lesson in the last 5 years of being here and divorced than cutting out people that don't belong in your life.
Yeah.
It's a good market still.
You got to get creative.
Keep your head down, make the calls,
Yeah.
and keep your side of the street clean.
That's what you want.
But if you just want a mortgage and go out and find the cheapest out there to do it, that's not me.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the What's Next podcast. I'm your host, Levi Casada, and my man behind the scenes, Tony Hernandez. What's going on, Tony?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Everybody's probably doing great. You know why?
Yeah.
With two great things happening today, Tony, I'm going to let you know.
Tell me.
The first thing,
Okay.
it's Thursday, September, what are we at, 6th? 7th? 6th? 6th? It's the 7th. Thursday the 7th. It is the first day of football.
Nice.
NFL is starting. Not
Yeah.
you know,
7
not
is a lucky
football,
number
but
too.
Go
seven,
Chiefs.
7 is, go Chiefs.
Yeah.
But not only that, I love that football is starting. I got my fantasy leagues. I hope everybody else has their fantasy leagues going. I've got a very special guest today.
Let's hear it.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
This is the first time we've had a lender in here, people.
No way.
Yep, first time.
For real?
And he's going to drop some knowledge like no other. But not only that, this guy is amazing. He not only does lending, he's an actor, he's a comedian.
What?
Yes.
An actor?
An actor, comedian, a lender. It's Michael Does Mortgage. Please welcome Michael Seaver. Woo! You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Is this your first podcast?
No.
Oh.
With you.
Oh yeah, with me. With you. That's all that matters. I just want people to be like, yes, this is my first podcast.
This is my first.
Oh, okay. It calms me down a little if you say it's your first. Then I don't. Yeah.
You sound funny sometimes. Like, is this your first time?
Is this your first time?
Yes, with you.
That was very nice of you, though. So it's not your. What other podcast have you done?
I did one with RJ once before, and we did a very
okay.
similar talking economics and lending.
RJ was it Ron James?
Ron James, yeah.
He was just here yesterday.
He was.
Oh yeah, you saw him yesterday.
I saw him
too.
yesterday,
That's right.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So-
good. Well, so that was your. I'm just the second then.
Well, you're my first.
Okay. You're my first. You're my first lender. Real estate agents, I've had a bunch.
Yeah.
I think we're on almost episode 4. You might be also episode 40.
Investors.
I don't know. Investors, but lenders.
Lenders.
Episode
You the man.
40. Yeah. Episode 40, just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just me. Yeah. That's true.
Because we had another
Damn.
season before that.
Well, I don't know what season we're on now.
We're in the same season. We have
Okay.
we change every year.
It's just a long season. These are long episodes. The long season. All right.
Yep.
Well, I got a little game we like to play to start. Is that okay?
All right. Yeah.
You ready? Would you rather?
Would you? Oh,
Super easy
my
question.
kids play these all the time.
Yeah. See, this is gold. You're golden. You've already won. You've got the golden crown on. All right, you ready for these ones? Now, I'm just going to let you know these are sponsored by ChatGPT. Thank you, ChatGPT, for giving me these Would You Rathers. There's one in here. I don't know why you put it on there, but we're going to find out why. Let's see. Would you rather have the ability to fly but always be mistaken for a UFO or be invisible but only when no one else is looking?
What? But that's the same thing.
Hey, I don't know.
Well, wouldn't you be invisible and nobody would be looking because of that?
Yeah.
That's why I'm wondering why ChatGPT gave me this guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just invisible if nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess if you're in the room, okay, and I look at Tony this way, I'm not looking at you, and you go poof.
But he's invisible.
And
No,
you
but
look
I'm
back
looking.
over here and I reappear?
Yeah, but I'm looking, so he.
Oh yeah, I
will be
guess if I go
visible.
look back for you. But if you want to do like I'm kind of like you're at a bar. Say you're at a bar and you're like you're over this scene and you're with your buddies. You know how they call it the Zorro or like someone like the Irish goodbye where you don't say goodbye and you just leave.
Yeah.
That's the perfect thing. They're talking. You're just like poof, gone, walk out.
But what if somebody else is?
I don't know. You guys are reading too much into
So I'm going to oddly say I think I'd be more comfortable with the UFO.
The UFO, right? Yeah. You'd be flying. You'd be on the news every night.
There's mystery. I'm more
Yeah.
comfortable with the UFO in this scenario than that.
Who is this guy? What is this UFO?
Yeah.
Does he exist?
That's just Mike. Mike's at it again.
He went for milk.
Yeah. Oh, why is that milk got? Yeah, why does that UFO have milk on it? All right. Would you rather have a rewind button for your life or a pause button for the world?
Ooh.
Now we're getting deep.
Now we're getting deep.
You know, we're
Yeah.
getting a little jokies in here. Now we're getting a little deeper.
Well, I've had some misspent childhood memories. I think
Yeah.
I'd rewind on some of those.
You rewind and go back and
Yeah.
maybe be like, oh, I'll change this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would do it too. Pause the world right now. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good.
That seems
like where
good,
I'm
but
at.
like with a pause, it always just starts right back up where you left off.
Yeah, of course.
So-
That's true. At least maybe go back and try to fix something.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Would you rather
Just like
go back?
take a break. Or just like you're running late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just pause.
Then you could pause.
Yeah,
Let you
pause.
catch up.
There.
No, I've been here the whole time,
yeah, what are you
guys.
talking about, buddy?
But it pauses for the world. So but you have to pause or rewind. Oh, you rewind, right?
Yeah.
And then just put on your shoes
Man,
quicker.
there's
Put
so
your
many
shoes
questions.
on quicker.
If you pause, does that pause you too?
Nah.
Because then how do you unpause it?
No, or pause a button. Pause button for the world. I'm guessing like it pauses, like today is paused. Like it's like Groundhog Day, I want to say. Like I don't know
Oh,
if it's
no,
just
no,
like,
no,
like
no.
you just kind of finish.
It's like a loop.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a loop, but yeah, I guess you don't
if you
continue.
can pause, like if we press pause and you guys like stay still. and,
no, I feel like
a
that's
flight
the
stays,
full like Zach Morris. Like,
I think that's
you know.
cool.
Remember that Saved by the Bell?
Yeah. But if I'm living while everybody else is paused, that's a whole nother
That's a whole different story.
That's a whole different story.
That's when
right?
you can be invisible anytime.
Yeah.
You just walk around, they're all
Yeah.
paused,
Dude,
and then you're in the next spot.
Well, but yeah. Were you moving at like the speed of light or something like that?
I don't know. I need to freaking work on ChatGPT. My prompts are terrible.
What do you do with the rest of your day?
I don't know. Would you rather? Are you ready for the next one? I don't know if you're ready for it.
Oh, no.
No, this one's okay. Would you rather have the power to control the weather, but only within a mile radius of your current location, or be able to teleport, but only to places you've never been before?
Teleport 100%.
Teleport to wherever, but you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
I mean, unless it's like a Vietnam prison or something.
Hey, I've
never been there.
You could be teleported to a shower in a prison if you've never been there.
Wait, at what point, what scene do they drop you in?
It's a spot you've never been. I don't know.
Does that mean position 2?
Yeah, 100%.
Whoa.
Yeah. Get me out of here. Yeah. I'll take the weather. I'll take the weather control.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to be. So I have a lot of visitors that come through the summer. You know, you got these people from out of town. San Diego, best place to live, correct?
Yep.
Good weather every time. However, we do get the weather where, you know, you'll hear it on our podcast from, what was it? Like,
What, this year?
December till March. It was just like every week I was all, Tony, it's still raining. Tony, it's still
Well,
raining.
this year wasn't exactly.
So, you know, you get those family members that come from the desert and they want to get away, and it's like, I can't control the weather, dude. I'm sorry. I know you want to go to the beach right now, but if I could control it within a mile radius, I'm like, rainy day, nope, we're going to have some good sunshine right at the
Yeah.
beach.
Make it
So
warm.
that would be worth it.
Yeah.
I think, I can see the benefit.
You could see the benefit of that. Or if you go on vacation, like sometimes people go on vacation, and again, for those people, like,
Yeah.
you expect good weather,
will be
or
great.
you want it to snow.
You'll
Like
win.
you want to go to Utah to go skiing, and then they're like, oh, sorry, the ski lifts are shut. It's not that much snow, and you're
I
like,
think you also will become like a great weapon for the government.
yeah,
Oh,
Imagine they send you to
All right, I'm
Iraq.
changing my answer.
yeah, like a tsunami, bringing a
They
tsunami
send
right
you
there.
to Iraq and all of a sudden Taliban's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get us out of here. Watch this.
Tsunami.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. I got this. That's a good one. Yeah. So that's a tough one. But I like the teleport. Like I said, I don't know where you teleport to.
the weather. I think I'll choose the weather.
Yeah. See, I changed your guys' mind. Bah, I like that. Would you rather have the ability to read minds, but not be able to turn it off, or have everyone be able to read your thoughts?
Ooh.
I don't know. You're a comedian. I don't know if people want to.
I don't know if people want to know what's going through my head half the time. That would be an enter at your own risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because I could read
go
people's
great.
thoughts, but I can't turn it off.
Yeah, you can. I think you will go crazy.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
stop.
That's like Bruce Almighty when he played God for a minute.
That's
Yeah.
true. You're right.
Yeah.
He just walked down the little town and he's like,
Yeah, just hearing
he's like,
everybody.
"Get
Oh my
out of here."
gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a tough one. Go insane or let people think you're insane? Because there's some thoughts that just pop in. I'm like, I don't think anybody should be hearing
I'll
these right
probably
now.
get arrested for that
Yeah,
one.
of course. This one we're throwing this one out. This question cannot be answered.
I'm pleading the fifth on that one.
This one cannot be answered at this time. All right. Would you rather have the ability to time travel, but only to the past or the future, but you can never return to the present?
What?
Would I rather?
So
what?
you can either go, you can time travel to the past or the future. But either way, whichever one you pick, you can't come back to now.
That's a loophole right there, because if I from now I travel to the past or the future, then this becomes either the past or the future, so I can technically.
Damn it,
come
Tony!
back.
Wow.
But you can't because it's gonna timestamp you, Tony.
Oh,
you,
so-
you clocked out.
Does it say there?
You clocked out. You went, and it says, "Here's the present." You can't go back to this
That time.
That's
okay.
the present.
Just let's say right now I can come back to 207, but to 208.
Okay, you come back to
How far in the past do we go? We talking like medieval times?
go wherever. But then you're starting like who you are.
that's scary.
In the medieval,
I could go back and meet myself,
but you can't come back.
but I can't come back.
Oh, you can come back to 207. 207.
I'd have to live back,
Well, I
right?
wonder if you can just always keep going past. Because it's the past or the future. You can't just pick both. Like I can't time travel forward. That's why it's saying you can't return.
I don't think I'll choose the past. I don't know.
I don't know if I want to see
Scary.
the
I
future.
don't mean. Well, I mean, maybe to go back in time, but
I'm going to tell everybody this. I've always wanted to be a cowboy. However, I am very clean and I do not. If you could only shower twice a month, like it's not going to happen.
yeah, they're
Bro,
not
I'm
very-
from Missouri, and I scream nothing cowboy.
That's true. Well, I feel like, I'm from Arizona. I don't scream anything Arizona. I'm like, those are cowboys too.
Are there?
I don't know. People think we're cowboys over there.
Really?
Yeah. The desert, man. It's the horses and the mountains.
Texas.
Yeah.
Arizona,
I recently bought a cowboy hat.
Did you?
Yeah, for a costume party.
I would love to see you in a cowboy hat.
I got a picture
Okay.
Nice.
with a big wanted sign over it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Nice.
That's hilarious. I want that. So here's okay, well, out of all these questions, this is the one that I was like, no, ChatGPT. But I guess we've already found some loopholes with a couple other ones. This one's weird. I got two more for you. Would you rather only be able to eat your favorite food for the rest of your life, but nothing else, or be able to eat anything you want, but it all tastes like cardboard?
Well, that's weird. I'd go with my favorite food forever.
Yeah.
Because you can taste it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
However, here's what because I always go deep thoughts in this, okay? This is why I like these questions, because you get this conversation going.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, I was like, easy, like done. Of course you'd pick your favorite place or your favorite food. However, you go out to dinner, you're looking for a lady, you're single, you go out on a date, that place does not have your favorite food. What are you doing?
Oh, I guess you're going
You're just
hungry.
you're just not eating right.
Better than eating cardboard.
You're just like, hey, we got to go here because it only has like, you got to pick it. You got to pick the place.
I'm in real estate, and it has ups and downs, right?
Right.
And I still tell myself every time I get to the end of the bread, I am still not hill poor.
Right. Right.
Throw that away.
Yep.
The hills of the bread, I can't do it.
You
So
can't
like
do it.
cardboard, no.
The heel pour. I have never heard that term, but I will use that because I am the same way.
Yeah.
You get rid of the heels of the bread?
Not yet. I'm not that poor. It's going in the trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get rid of them.
Yeah.
It's because nobody eats them because we got kids and our kids don't eat
Yeah.
them for some reason because they are shaped different.
I don't,
There's more bread.
It's
to
just
it.
all crust.
I love all crust. Why not?
Well, then why aren't you eating them?
I mean, I will eat them, but
Oh,
if they've
okay.
been sitting there for a while, it does. It's weird. But here's the thing: I'll eat them with a normal piece right away. Like if I open up the bread, I'm like, boom, heel, and piece of bread, normal piece of bread, inner piece of bread. What'd you call it? Inner piece of bread?
Slice of bread.
Slice of bread. So I'd eat that. I'd eat the outer with the slice of bread, and then when I get to the end, there should be one left. If you're insane and you're just grabbing just from inside and leave the ends for the last, then
Yeah, I have two hills.
and you just toss them.
I toss them, but the hill serves a purpose while you're getting through the other slices of bread. It keeps them from drying out.
Is that what that does? What
That's-
is wrong with me?
That's my thought
Why
process.
am I still learning?
But when I get to the end, I got two hills touching
Yeah.
each other. Gone.
Out.
Out. I'm not that poor yet.
no cardboard pour.
I mean, I'm getting
love
close in this industry right now. I mean,
know. All right, last question here. Would you rather your favorite sports team always win, but you can never watch them? Not on ESPN, not in live. Or they always lose, but you go to every game?
But can you watch the replay?
Nope. You can't see them, but you just hear.
Never?
You can hear about it. You can read about it, but you can never watch replays.
I don't
how
know.
passionate you are about your
That's
team.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about it.
And the only reason I bring this up, and we brought up football starting today, is because the
7.
Kansas City Chiefs are playing, and this man is a Kansas
Heck
City fan,
yeah.
and they're
Let's
effing
go.
good.
Yeah.
What would you do?
What would I do? I don't know. I think I'd have to be the person that takes it for the team and say they always win. I just don't get to see it.
Yep. Super Bowl, you just like
let's go.
you're at the party, but you're like,
can you
what
send
are
me
you
a
doing?
ring? I'm part of the I'm part of the team. I'm
Yeah.
letting you win every game.
That's right. Yeah. I would do it too.
Yeah.
So you're from Kansas City. Well, you're from St. Louis.
No, I'm from Kansas City
You are from
area.
Kansas City
Yes.
area.
Yeah. Born and raised just outside of Kansas City.
Right.
And most of my life. And then when I graduated high school, I moved to Springfield, Missouri, which is where my dad lived. It's
Yeah.
about 4 hours south. And then from there, through work and life, I ended up in St. Louis, Missouri.
Nice. Now, when we were talking earlier, do people think that's like country? Is that a country? Like,
It's definitely Midwestern and
Yeah.
hillbilly. You know,
Is it?
hillbilly redneck area?
yeah.
For sure.
did you have the cowboy boots growing up and the hat? Did you live on a farm or anything?
No,
Nothing?
I baled hay one summer and thought that's not. Actually, wasn't even a full summer. It was like 2 weeks.
I baled hay
Done.
one time.
Yeah.
Someone asked me to do it. I even said no. My dad called him back and was like, he will be there. Rancher picked me up,
Yep.
saw me in shorts, okay? Just to let you know, you don't wear shorts baling hay. He's like,
I mean, true men do, but
he's all, go put some jeans on and maybe a long sleeve, get out there. And I tell you what, bale hay one time and you would love to do anything else.
anything else. I think that's right up there with roofing houses for me.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. I
100%.
burn myself and it's hot and baling hay is the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's probably where and why I never became a cowboy or lived on a farm.
That's true. That's just getting the hay together and putting it in the barn. That's not even like taking it out and
mean,
feeding them. Like, it's,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally just hiking them from ground to the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And
just walking that
oof.
field and
Nope.
Yeah.
Not for me. That's for the birds.
I love it. Not that poor yet.
Yeah.
Not bale hay poor.
Not baling hay poor, which is
Yeah.
actually good money.
It is great money.
Especially
I did
for
get a paycheck.
a teenage kid.
Yeah.
You bet. That's
But
really good
my
money.
dad, I'd never seen him laugh harder. He picked me up on the side of the road, sitting on my lunchbox.
That's enjoy that
and
stuff.
he just looked at me, and I'm like, "What is going on?" Like, I get up, and I look like I've
Beat up.
been gone for like years, like I'm the homeless guy on the side of the
Like you've been
street.
smoking for 50
Yeah,
years.
just like, and he's just like in the car to where it's so like he can't take a breath. It's that how
Dude, that's
uncontrollable.
hilarious.
He knew what I was getting into.
Yeah.
But don't you do that to your son?
I would do it to my son 100%.
I would totally.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
make it, but I would. That's exactly.
I don't think my son would make it.
No, and I think because I'm the baby of the family. So you got siblings?
I do not.
You're an only child.
I'm an only child. I have a
Wow.
stepbrother that I've known since I was a kid. But
Oh yeah,
I'm
younger or older?
He's younger.
He's younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you made it, right?
I made what?
When they were in hate, they're doing the work. You finished the work.
I finished the work.
Yeah.
You got to finish. It was 3 of us.
Yeah.
And there's one guy that's, I don't even know if they're lucky, but they're the ones sitting on the trailer, but they're grabbing that was when I was my prime though. Like they were grabbing it and stacking it. When you got 2 guys on the other side just throwing them on there consistently, and we try to switch back and forth, and then you go and stack it.
My dad.
There's got to be a better way.
When you think you're done lifting, you go lift.
Yeah.
Some more. That's about how
There's
it
got to
goes.
be a better way. I don't know. Maybe there is. But anyways, okay.
Back in the 80s,
yeah,
90s, that's what we
for
did.
sure. All right, so you're in Missouri. What you're in San Diego. You're the best place ever. How'd you get out here?
Yeah, so my now ex-wife,
Yeah.
she's originally from California.
Okay.
She had always wanted to come back. So we're going through a divorce, and it's kind of there's 3 parts to this story that got me out here. The first one is we were going through a divorce. She met a guy in San Diego and wanted to move out here. And she had been wanting to move out here anyway because
Yeah.
she's from Southern California, more Los Angeles area.
Right.
And so we're going through this divorce. I lose my job before I get in mortgages, going through this divorce. This all happens in like a 2-3 month period.
What
all
were you
of this.
doing before mortgages?
I was the branch manager for a uniform company.
Okay.
National uniform company. I had 25 employees that were reporting to me, and we ran the St. Louis area. So it kept me busy. It was a very demanding job.
Yeah, uniforms for the school districts and stuff.
Anybody, just workwear, uniforms,
Workwear.
mechanics, Coca-Cola drivers, all of it. Yeah. So we would provide the uniforms, wash them, and all that.
Yeah.
And I had district service managers, district service supervisors, sales managers, all these people report me, and then they had their crews under them making all this work. And they came in. They knew I was going through a divorce. It hit me pretty hard, and they said, "Hey, you got a lot on your plate. Maybe we should go different directions." And I agreed. I was like, "I can't do this anymore."
Really?
Yeah. So prior to that conversation, that was a Monday morning. They walked in 5 days prior, which I was already looking for a way out of this place anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why I agreed. And 5 days prior, I went to a chamber luncheon, and I sat down next to a guy who was in mortgages. And one of my good friends has been in mortgages for a long time. They kept trying to get me to go into mortgages.
Yeah.
And I started and then I stopped, and my company would promote me. And that's actually how I ended up in St. Louis. They promoted me from Springfield, Missouri to Joplin, Missouri, then to St. Louis.
Oh,
right?
wow. Yeah.
And so they kept promoting me and they kept throwing more money at me. So I kind of followed that train as far as it would go.
Yeah.
And so I sit down at this lunch and I'm exploring options. I need out of this job. I'm working 60 to 80 hour weeks. It just depends.
At the uniform place?
At the uniform place. It's wearing on me. I'm going through a divorce, all these things. And he's like, yeah, you got to do your NMLS testing and you got to do the school, then the testing, and you give me a call. He hands me his business card. And I ask him, I'm like, well, you're a St. Louis company, right? And he goes, yes, locally owned. And I was like, okay, do you have any other locations anywhere in the United States? He goes, yeah, we have one other location. I'm like,
No way.
yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll bite. Where is it? He goes, it's in San Diego.
Oh man. So you got an ex-wife that wants to move to San Diego.
Yes.
You got a new job that says, hey, we got another branch in San Diego.
The one and only branch we have is
Yeah.
in San Diego.
Wow.
So then I'm like, okay, fast forward. That was a Wednesday. Fast forward to Monday. That discussion happens with my supervisor at my previous employer. We part ways that day. So I take a week to decide what am I going to do, and I just jumped into the NMLS testing, the schooling.
Right.
And I took the test, and literally within a month later, I'm doing mortgages. All the while all this is going back on, I'm going through a divorce, and I'm like, well, I'm going to get back into acting. Because I'd been involved in acting my whole life.
Yeah.
And then for the last 10 years being with this woman, I kind of swept it under the rug. That's what you do. You raise kids, you get married.
Raise kids. Yeah, you
Right.
kind of put your dreams on hold sometimes. And
Right.
How did you? Were you a child actor? Can I find you in somewhere in some old movies?
No, probably not. Unless you got a VHS tape player or whatever.
That's cool though.
I don't even know if I could dig up a VHS tape of that. But I'd always been involved in plays and stuff like that. And I've always enjoyed it, so I always did it. And so I was like, I'm doing it again. So I call up some agencies and I found this one that I really wanted because I had a Hollywood connection. And I walk in and I was like, I want to be an actor. Again. They're like, not so fast.
Did you have to update your headshot to this point?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I'm like, but look at me.
Look at it. Come on, take me on. Yeah.
And so they're like, not so fast. You got to come to one of our auditions. We have open auditions. And so I did. And they were saying, well, if we sign you, would you want to take some acting classes? Because it's been a while since you've done this. I was like, if that's what I got to do. And they're like, well, we see you doing some voiceover. You've got a nice, deep, soothing voice.
You got a great voice.
And we can see you doing that. So we'll let you know by 10:30 tomorrow morning. I'm like, okay. 10:30 morning rolls around, no call.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, this is who I want.
Isn't that the Actors Guild anyways? Like they'll call you when they call you.
They'll call when they call.
10:30 is not gonna. Yeah.
Literally 25 minutes later or so, I get the call and they're like, we'll sign you, but we do want you to take the classes. And I'm like, okay. So I do it and I start taking the classes. Well, along the way, the reason I chose this agency is because they have these Hollywood connections where they bring agents in from Hollywood, right?
To
St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to go to them.
Yeah.
Right. And so along the way, I made this showcase that is an agent came in and I did my auditions and I was one of 22 of our people out of 200 in our agency that made it to this showcase.
Yeah.
And you go out and you do a scene, you do a commercial, and you do a monologue and you practice and and this was a few months out, right? But the success of getting signed by an agent is high. So
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like with our agency, it was like 100%. Everybody gets a callback.
Yeah.
And so knowing this information, they also told me that if anybody in Hollywood's going to sign you, an agent in Hollywood's going to sign you, you have to be relocatable. And I'm like, well, I've got San Diego in my target here. So I go and I do the auditions, and the first question all the agents asked me that wanted to meet with me afterwards was, are you relocatable? And I was like, funny story, I can get to San Diego pretty quick.
Yeah.
I've already made the plans to move out here. I'll be out here in about a month. And so I got signed by an agent in Hollywood. So my ex-wife wanted to move out here. Our one and only mortgage other location at the time was San Diego. And then the acting wanted me to relocate. So
Yeah.
it was a God thing. All things were pointing to San Diego for me.
100%.
I couldn't have put this all together. And this all happened within like 2 to 3 months.
Yeah. You were open to the signs, and I don't know why you couldn't. Those things
Yeah.
are slapping you in the face left and right, like, you're going to San Diego.
Yeah.
You're going to San Diego.
I mean, the doors just were shutting as fast as they were opening
Yeah.
in my life.
Wow.
And it was just like a drop of a hammer. Here I am.
Yeah.
So here I am. I've been here in San Diego 5 years now. And sometimes I question, like, why am I here? Okay, I'm here. Like, now what? Right?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, just started rebuilding. I knew nobody when I moved here. I've never been to San Diego a day in my life.
You've never.
Never. I rolled in and tried to find a place to live.
So you never, like, does your ex-wife's family live here, though? Like, you never.
Been to Los Angeles because that's where her father lived.
So, yeah, she was more northern.
Yeah, but I never had been to San Diego
Okay.
a day in my life until I moved here.
Wow.
So I knew nobody but her and my 2 kids. And I'm certainly not having dinner with them.
Yeah.
Well, my kids, but not
Yeah,
with her.
yeah.
So, I started from scratch, just rebuilding my whole sphere of influence. 39 years in Missouri, I left, and I started with 0 here.
It's tough.
It is.
I'm the same way. I'm probably 9-10 years in here. Same thing. We moved here.
Yeah.
My wife knows. She got more involved with like school stuff and everything. And for the longest time, I was known as, oh, you're Christina's husband. You're Christina's husband. I didn't have a name. For the longest time, I honestly didn't have a name. Now I think someone said the other day, like, oh, you're Levi's wife. You know, I was like, that felt good. That felt good to me. I was like, yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Starting to meet people, starting to get out
Better
there a little bit
recognize.
more. Yeah, that's right. It took like 9 years. Starting to network.
Well, for me, it was kind of the same, but it was my son's Riley and my daughter's Olivia, so it's Riley's dad or Olivia's dad.
Yeah, but you're known like that at school.
That's how I
for
was
sure. All
known.
the
Now,
school
now they actually use my name.
Yeah.
Feels great.
It does feel great. So you're starting your new sphere here. You know, you're getting involved. How are you doing that? So like for people out here who are listening to this podcast and stuff, who do relocate, most of the people that sit in this seat are all San Diego bred. So they grow up in a neighborhood. They farm that neighborhood. They've been in there. They know that's their roots. You're like, and you're doing it not at a young age. Most people, even if they do come over here, they're doing it because their dad was in the military or just at a young age they're starting to.
You call me old?
I'm saying 5 years ago. You weren't 12. I'm just saying. You're not old, man. But
So yeah, when I got here, it was the first year I struggled getting out there. I didn't know where to go, what to get involved in.
Right.
I'm making friends and kinda right. I joined some like personal groups, like single parent groups and stuff like that,
Yeah.
just to try to meet people and start plugging in a sphere. And I heard of these caravans, and I started going to one, but I didn't realize there were so many more. And
dude, there's so many.
and I ended up leaving the company I transferred out here with that had the one office in San Diego
Yeah.
because once I got out here, nobody talked to me. And it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I found a new mortgage company that actually offered a salary. It was small, but they offered a salary. And I was like, sounds great. I don't have any business. I'll take something, right?
Right.
So I did that. And that course ran about 9 months and still trying to plug deals. And I closed a few old Missouri deals under them, but it wasn't enough. And we ended up having to part companies as well.
Yeah.
And this is all in the first year now. And I was out looking, and I came across a gentleman's name got referred to me by 2 other affiliate partners in this
You can say
industry.
his name.
One was Alton Hall,
Yeah.
and one was one of my colleagues now, Corey Husted. He's a
Okay.
loan officer as
Yeah.
well. They both recommended Danny Drysdale to
Yeah.
me.
Good guy.
And I called Danny, and I'm a hot mess at this point because I'm struggling, right? I'm going through a divorce, which crushed me, by the way.
Yeah.
Just
to let you know, it crushes a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
it's
divorce
not
is
easy when
it's
you
nasty.
kids
You
and
got
all that. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then I moved across the country.
Well, and so we were talking a little bit about this yesterday, but she couldn't move with that. Like, again, the signs were she was going to move,
Yes.
but she couldn't move without the kids,
Right.
And without your.
She had to make it worth
Consent.
my while, right?
Yeah,
Because because of the kids, she couldn't just take them, right?
You know what though? Regardless of the signs, that's a true father, a true man, to do what you did. Regardless of the signs, regardless of the things happening, I'm sure you probably would have still taken that to move with, like, it helped out,
It helped, yeah.
but for sure, I mean.
So the kids are happy here, and they wanted to move too. And so at the end of the day, when the agent wanted me to relocate, and I kind of knew it was going to be inevitable, she had offered me a certain package, if you will, that basically, for lack of a better term, she bribed me.
yeah. That's also really nice too.
Yeah. And I agreed.
Yeah.
And but I did it for me because of the acting thing. Like that's
it worked out for sure.
It worked
100%,
out.
yeah.
My kids are out here. We're all happy now. We get along great. It's a great family unit. She's married to this guy that she wanted to come out here for, and he's a good stepfather to my kids. Supplies for them. We're all great.
Yeah.
You know, I even refinanced this house twice during the
That's amazing.
recession.
Yeah.
Or COVID, I should say.
Yeah.
So we're all good there. But when I came out here, the first year was tough and just getting plugged in. Then I met Danny, and I was a hot mess from all this, right?
Yeah.
No business for a year, getting terminated from one job, getting terminated from the mortgage company who was giving me a salary, right? Because I just didn't have any business yet. Trying to make my way in San Diego where I didn't know anybody. Like I was pretty rough around the edges.
Yeah. Were you not pursuing acting at this
I
time?
was.
You still were?
Running up to LA all the time, doing auditions.
It's a hot mess too.
It is.
It's a 3-hour, 4-hour trip just to get there, and then you 15-minute audition. And
15, like 30 second.
That's what I mean. Well, I mean, 15 minutes sitting in the waiting room to get called, 30-second audition,
and then
4-hour
back
drive
in the
back.
car. Yeah.
yeah.
I did it. I literally, because I'd have to come back and get my kids, I literally drove. Getting up there in the middle of the day is about 2 hours, really.
Yeah, middle day, yeah.
You know, and if you go early enough, but then I just pop my computer open and work somewhere up there until it's time for the audition, and then do the audition and literally turn around in 4 o'clock traffic.
Yeah.
To get back.
Or be home by 8.
Yeah.
Feed your kids or 7.
And whatever it is, and get the kids and all that. So when Danny found me, I was a little rough around the edges, trying to just make a way out here.
Yeah.
And I was like, Danny, I've got a lot of sales experience. I have this mortgage knowledge, and I'm new here. I just need help bridging it all.
Right.
Like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to get plugged into. I hear of events, but it's always after the fact, and I don't know how to get involved in them. And he, unbeknownst to me, he's like, I got some good things coming, but I can't tell you what they are.
I always love that.
Yeah.
Pod, dot.
Yeah. And so he's like, let's do this. I'm ready. And so he took me under his wing and just started really not only just pouring knowledge into me, but pouring love into me, which is what I really needed at the time.
100%.
And so he was doing those things, and after 6 weeks, and this was when I joined him at Finance of America. After 6 weeks of being at Finance of America, I come into a Monday morning email that he's no longer with the company anymore. I'm like, oh, I was so mad at this guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm fuming.
That's what he had in the works, though.
Yeah. But
but he could let you know.
I didn't know any of this, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm having a little bit of computer issue, nothing like super technical, but they had to set something up in my computer because I've only been there 6 weeks, so there was still something that things weren't working right or whatever. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure their Finance of America's tech support was out of Utah.
Oh, okay.
And so I get a call at like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting at my desk in the Finance of America office just seeing red from reading this email. And I answer the phone. It's probably a little bit rougher than what I remember, but it probably sounded like, what? You know, but someone starts talking and I'm flipping my computer open. I'm waiting for them to get to the point of telling me what to do. And just something's like, this conversation isn't right. Like, like who is this?
Wait, you're not IT? You're not helping me out with my computer?
It says Utah. Like, what?
Yeah.
You've called me from a Utah number before. Who is this? And he goes, well, this is Steve Roberts with Intercap Lending. As you know by now, and he was repeating this whole thing, that Danny and Stephanie was his wife that was also in our office, is no longer with Finance of America. They've made a move over here. I'm the chief national business development manager, and I'm here with Brock, who's the vice president of the company.
Yeah.
And we're at the U Club right now, and we'd love to meet with you. And I'm like, what? and he's like, we'd like to bring you in, and Danny can't talk to you, and it's unfortunate, but we'd like to bring you in and talk to you. He goes, when would you like to come in? I was like, I can be there in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Wow.
And he goes, okay, we'll be here. And I shut my computer lid, and I packed my desk up after just getting there, and I run right out to meet with these two fellas that I've never met before on Faith, right? And I meet with them, and super good guys, right? And they answered all my questions. And I was like, well, can I think about it? Like, this is sudden, right? This is all just really fast. Apparently things happen fast in my life.
You don't mess around.
So it's like do or die, right?
You read the sign and it better be like, stop, you stop.
Yeah. So I go home and I write out a bunch more questions that I think of after the fact, and I go back and meet with them. And I'm like, okay, I'll do this. Let's go. And they already had my offer letter ready. Like they knew.
They knew.
They knew. And
I mean, if a couple of people are speaking highly of you, and then you speak highly of Danny, then it was gonna happen.
And so they knew I was gonna sign, and I did it. And I already had my resignation letter written for Finance of America because I chose Danny. I wanted to be with Danny.
100%. Yeah.
The company at the time didn't matter to me. Finance of America, Intercap, ABC Loan Company. At this point, I needed Danny because I needed the leadership.
Yeah.
I needed the mentorship. And so here I am at Intercap, been there 4 years, made President's Club twice.
Congratulations.
And all that was attributed to just all the hard legwork and Danny pointing me in the right direction, pouring his love into me and talking me off the ledge a few times.
Yeah, it happens that way.
So, here we are. And then the market stopped again, kind of, right? We're kind of there.
Yeah. Well, so this was all during COVID.
Pretty much through
when
COVID.
You were kind of happening and all this. But you guys were jamming.
We were jamming, but not everybody was jamming.
Right.
Right. So I had friends that just got into the mortgage industry in COVID too that weren't experiencing that success. So it wasn't like it was always just handed to you on a platter.
100%.
I did a lot of legwork leading up into COVID that paid off. A lot of open houses, a lot of attending events, a lot of caravans, a lot of just whining and dining different people and getting plugged in every aspect and letting everybody know Michael does mortgage.
Yeah. I love that.
Just a little tag.
Just
.com.
Put that right at the bottom of the screen there.
So, and that's when it started happening.
Yeah.
Right. And I started working on Sphere, and it just started growing and growing and growing. One deal led to the next, and then the rates started rising again.
Yeah.
That was a very fast light switch off.
100%.
Right. For a lot of us.
For a lot. Yeah.
Everybody in the industry. Right.
Yeah.
So now what, right? Deals are slower. Purchases they're still happening.
It's a
good market still.
You got to get creative.
You just got to get creative.
You got to get creative.
And
not like creative and like fooling people into doing stuff, but like getting out there, branding yourself. Like there's different ways to
So the first year as this was happening, which is most of 2022, right? That's what I did. I hardcore pushed MDM, Michael Does Mortgage, michaeldoesmortgage.com.
I need one of those hats, by the way. I like it.
Yeah. And so it was, I didn't grow. It wasn't like a monetary growth. It was more of just growing your company, your brand, like you said.
100%.
And so I also expanded into a few other things. One of the things, and I had gotten this call so many times from my clients, once we close a deal, they get inundated just with tons of junk mail. And
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They just get, once they close a house and there's a new title recorded, it's like they just get, trash bags full of mail.
100%.
And a big one of that is a thing called mortgage protection. And all it is a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
So they were calling me and I'm like, it's junk, but I mean, all it is a life insurance policy. If you're interested in that or you're not set up, because trust me, I've seen your financials.
Yeah, yeah.
And if one of you go, it could be, you could lose the house, the cars, the medical benefits, all those things, right? You probably should be protected, right?
Yeah.
So call your life agent.
Well, but to people at life insurance, I mean, we'll talk more about this, but life insurance is like, oh, I'm okay. They're healthy. I'm not going to get any. I get it through my work. It's just kind of it's not spoken about enough.
Right. It's not.
Sure.
And we'll get into some of this and it'll open your mind about what life insurance really can do.
Yeah.
But most people understand life insurance is you pay a premium, you pass away, your family gets a lump sum of money.
Yeah.
Right? That's the old school way of thinking it. Right?
Yeah.
There's way more to it, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But back to the calls, I was getting these calls, and one day when it was slowing down, I'm like, why am I sending that business out?
Yeah.
They're already calling me for it. I've seen their financials. I know they need it.
So you're linking them up like you've been just like.
Just call your own life. Google one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't have anybody that I know that's in life insurance at this point.
Yeah.
So I was like, the light bulb went off. I was like, why don't I just get my life insurance license?
Damn.
So I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was going through the classes, and I'm like, because I can sell this, it's an easy sell.
Yeah.
Right. It's not that it's a sell, but like it's an easy product for me to give to my clients.
Yeah.
To keep them
another
coming to me.
resource, another value
resource. Right.
for MDM.
Right. Exactly. And they're already calling me. They're already asking questions about it. I'm sending them out the door somewhere else. I'll just handle it.
Yeah.
Right. So as I'm going through the testing, I got my test scheduled. I've done the schooling. It's like the same as doing like realtor or mortgage. You got to do
your mini classes,
your
and then the
continuing
big-
education,
Yeah,
go pass the test. I've done the education. Now I got the test scheduled
final.
for about a week from now.
yeah. Okay.
Well, just through my normal calls that I make regular basis, touching base with realtors and all this, I call one and her boyfriend answers because she's in the shower, which I also know him. He's a commercial lender too. And I was like, yeah, just talking, how's things going with you guys? He goes, I'm really learning about this BYOB. And I'm like, what is BYOB? He goes, be your own bank. I'm like, dude, that's been coming up in my social media feed so much.
Your algorithm.
I'd love to know more about it. And he goes, he goes, well, you need your life insurance license. I'm like, I'm going next week to get it. I've already done the schooling. I'm already planning on it. And so that's what got me into life insurance.
You are a UFO, by the way. Like, this doesn't happen to many people. Like, the signs are there for people, but they're not like perceptive to it.
Yeah.
It just is like you're one after the other. It's like your algorithm is telling you do this, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna look into that. You make a phone call, and a guy's like,
Yeah. But
be your own bank.
To that point, there's a saying out there, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
And that's just the thing. If you do the work,
Right.
you're going to stumble upon these things,
Yeah.
right?
Well, we talked about this too. Is it the drive of is this how you were, you Missouri bred, like the work hard sort of thing? You know what I'm saying? Is that just like your mentality, but it's also like your drive moving here, not having enough, like providing for your kids and family, like. It's both, right?
There's a lot. Yeah, there's both. It's just built into me. That's
Yeah.
how I'm built. One, I'm very extroverted. It's how I'm built. Let's go. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the number one sales quality of a salesperson, right? Let's go.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Impatience. If you saw my impatience factor, it'd be far left.
Yeah.
Right. And when I say far left, is I've take the test. Far right means you're extremely patient. Far left means you're extremely impatient.
Yeah.
I'm far left.
You're far left, really?
Yeah. I know. And
But that's the thing. You're not waiting for things to happen.
right.
You're creating it.
You got to create it.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you just wait for the phone to ring,
It's not gonna ring.
it's not going to ring.
Yeah. Or it's not gonna be the ring you
It's
want.
just not going to ring as much.
Yeah.
It might ring, but it's
You're right.
it's just not as much.
You're hooked up to a phone that's not hooked up anymore, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got my life insurance license and I started diving into that. The market's slow. It gave me the time to expand
Really
my
dive into
business
it, yeah.
and get into that. I also got a notary commission, so I can be a notary if I need to.
Damn.
But that's anybody can do that.
But still, it's just another value you
just
bring.
another value.
Another part of your brand.
Right.
Like that's what we talk about new ventures sometimes, and that's what we do too. I mean, if you have those resources, this capability of giving back to your clients,
Yeah.
they're gonna stick around with you. It's the relationships you build for sure, and then there's always everybody has good customer service.
Right.
You can find rates somewhere else, but
So for me, the transaction's easy. I'm not a transaction specialist.
yeah,
I'll leave that for Rocket Mortgage, right?
Right.
If you're just looking for a transaction, it's not me. If you're looking for someone that's going to be there with you the rest of your life and help you make all your decisions
Yeah.
and set you up in the best possible position for every transaction down the road
Yeah.
and every life decision and every investment. I'm not a certified financial planner.
right.
But if we're talking mortgages and life insurance and set you up to where you're in a situation of wealth,
Yeah,
then that's where I come in.
that's what you want.
But if you just want a mortgage and go out and find the cheapest out there to do
Yeah.
it, that's not me.
Yeah,
It's not a lot of us actually,
100%. Yeah.
but they have their place in the market and that's great.
Yeah.
But you get what you pay for, right?
Right.
So, with that said, I expanded into this life insurance thing, and it's opened my eyes on that. There's way more to life insurance than dying.
Yeah. Than just a policy that you paid into, hoping that Well, not hoping. Not hoping.
that
not
you
hoping
don't
that,
outlive
but
at some point.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so the nice thing about the Be Your Own Bank, it's a life insurance product as well. It's the neatest thing ever. What we're doing is we're taking your bad debt,
Okay.
like your credit cards,
Yeah.
that you're paying probably over 20% interest on.
Yeah.
We're taking even your mortgage. You might even have a 2.5% interest rate on your mortgage.
Do student loans fall into that too?
You can
Really?
if they're not in deferment and you're paying interest on it.
Yeah.
Anytime you're paying interest out and it's not going into your pocket, which most interest is not going into your
Right,
pocket.
never.
It's going to who's it going to?
The rich man, the banks.
The banks.
Yeah.
And who own the banks?
The rich people.
The rich people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The wealthy.
The wealthy.
And they're on Wall Street. It all goes to Wall Street.
Yeah.
Right. And the other person that takes your money is the government. There's two big monsters out there, right?
Yeah,
Wall
yeah.
Street and the government that's taking your money. So with life insurance, what we're doing is we're taking that debt and we're putting you on a customized roadmap for you
Yeah.
that with what your income you have coming in, what debt you currently have, and we're turning that bad debt into good debt or wealth. Basically, we're taking you paying the interest out to the banks and you're paying yourself the interest.
So you're paying that high percentage to a
Out.
bank.
Yeah.
And now instead of even paying them, it's coming back to you.
It's we redirect funds
Wow.
to where we move that money back into your own bank.
Yeah.
And you do pay yourself interest, but here's the neat thing. The interest is tax free, so that eliminates the government's hand out. And it compounds. And all that interest is tax free, which also so it's all tax sheltered and tax protected.
Yeah.
And there are specific IRS codes written to protect you from taxes on life insurance policies.
Right.
So take your 401k. You can invest in a 401k, right? Most people do.
Most people do. Yeah.
And the employer matches it.
Well, and most exactly. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Most
Like,
employers
hey,
match it.
yeah.
It's free money.
Put more in there.
That's great.
We'll just- yeah.
And I wouldn't say stop doing that, but just take what you can get from the company. So max out what it takes to max out their benefit, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, that money's taxed as it grows. If you pull it out early, you pay your income tax and you pay a penalty, right?
Yeah.
You can also borrow against it, but there's a minimum loan amount and usually a maximum loan amount of 50% of your balance or $50,000, whichever's
Yeah.
higher.
And does your spouse, if something happens on the job, or not on the job, but say your 401k is there from your company, you pass, your spouse has that 401k now, right?
I believe so. Yeah. You
believe
name
so.
a beneficiary
Yeah,
to it. Yeah.
But then they're paying taxes
Correct.
off this money that they feel
Yeah.
like they've got
So-
for your,
You can invest, and if you do borrow that money out while you're living
Yeah.
and you borrow out, you do pay it back and you pay yourself interest, but that interest is taxed now. It's part of your income. And that money that you have out at the time stops working for you in the market. So it's not growing anymore,
Yeah.
right? So with life insurance, with the Be Your Own Bank, we're leveraging what's called living benefits. So you take out a premium, and as you contribute to that premium, you can borrow out against it, but it's uninterrupted interest compounding.
Wow.
So it doesn't stop working for you.
Yeah.
So you put the money in, you borrow out against it, and we pay off credit card debt. So we redirect funds into it first, pull it out of there to pay off your credit cards, and we start and we put you on a roadmap.
So you're not paying that 20% anymore. Those guys are gone.
over a period of
Credit's
time. Yeah,
gone. That's all gone.
Yeah.
And now
you're investing it
paying
back into your life.
You're investing it back in.
And so let's say the more you invest in every month, the higher your death benefit goes up too. So if you do pass away, your family still gets the lump sum, right?
Yeah.
And then if let's say over the years you've went through this Be Your Own Bank, and we can pay your mortgage off in a third of the time or less using this policy
Yeah.
by just redirecting funds into it first to pay out to the mortgage.
Right.
And so when we do that, and let's say you have that money out borrowed to pay off your mortgage, instead of you paying 3%, let's just say you have 3% interest rate to a bank, you're going to pay yourself 5%. So that's really an 8% swing to your favor. Instead of 3% to somebody else, you're saving that 3% and just paying yourself
And then
5%.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
So that's an 8% swing to your favor. Credit cards are even higher value, right? Instead of 20% out, you're still going to pay yourself 5%. So that's like a 25%
Yeah.
swing to your favor. And then that interest keeps compounding.
Yeah.
And this thing grows over a period of time. And so let's say you've done all this and we've paid off all the credit card debt and we've paid off the mortgage, and now you've got this borrowed money that you've put in, but you've borrowed against your life insurance policy.
Right.
And let's say it's to the tune of $400,000 a mortgage, right?
Okay.
But your death benefit has grown to $1 million
Yeah.
by this point, right? Well, if you pass, they'll just net the $600,000 to your family at this point. So the $1 million pays off the $400,000 of loans,
Yeah.
and nets the 600 tax-free.
Tax-free. That's incredible.
Isn't that wild?
That is something else. Is that not?
Call me.
I already had dinner planned with you, so we are going to sit down. We are going to talk more about this for sure. But
Yeah.
I think that's, and you brought this up. I've heard about this just briefly, like you were kind of saying, be your own bank from some other people who are starting to transition and do stuff like that. Because you do. You want, for one, you want to feel secure when you
Right.
pass.
Right.
To your family.
Right.
You don't want them to have to, sometimes, you give them your house and even then you're like, here's my house, but here's also a debt that you can never pay, like
Right.
The mortgage on it.
So we're going to
finish it
look at
off
what's
or-
called a dime rule when we set this up. What
Yeah.
you need to pass away and leave to your family based on what's called a dime rule. DIME, right?
Right.
Debt, right?
Yeah.
Your income that
Income,
you're
yeah.
going to lose, right? If you pass away, that income's gone.
Right.
Mortgage and education for the children. What's it going to cost? What's all that add up to?
Right.
And so when we do that, and it depends on how old the kids are and where you are in your life cycle, we get a figure. We kind of get an estimate. It doesn't have to be exact, but we get an idea,
Yeah.
right? This is about what you need. And then there's restrictions too. You can't make, $100,000 a year and go take out a $50 million life insurance policy. They won't let you do that. Sorry, but you're not worth $50 million.
Yeah. Of
So,
course.
So there's some rules, but that's
So it's kind of what you qualify for. Same thing as,
kind of
mortgage and stuff
and we'll
like
figure
that.
out a way to get you the most we can, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you want to do in order to have the most money to borrow against and set yourself up for wealth in the future.
Yeah.
You'll want to find a premium that you can afford every month, and then we add what's called a paid up addition rider, where you can contribute up to 5 times more into your policy every month.
Oh, wow.
And that's what really makes it grow faster and allows you more money to pull out.
Yeah.
Because once you contribute in, you can pull out anywhere between 80 and 90% of what you put in.
Wow.
So for
Okay.
easy math, if you put in $10,000 a month,
Yeah.
you could pull back out $8,000 or $9,000. It depends on where you're at in your life cycle as
Yeah.
well, and how you're like. Sometimes medical results will play a factor how much they're going to let you pull out, but it's usually either 80 or 90%.
Gotcha.
And so when you do that, one, you're saving 10%, like we all should be doing anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's that secret bank account, but
Yeah. Yeah.
nobody knows
And-
about state.
So once you put that $10,000 in every month, it continues to compound interest
Yeah.
on that 10,000. And I'm using 10,000 as a big
It's
number.
easy, yeah, it's a nice round
easy,
number.
easy for math, but it compounds, and then you pull the 8,000 out, you pay off a couple credit cards, and transfer that high interest debt into this 8,000, and then the next month you do it all again and again, and again. But meanwhile, everything that you've put in is compounding
Got it.
and interest, and it grows super fast. So after about 10 years of doing this,
Yeah.
you'll probably be debt free with all this debt, even your mortgage.
Right.
Some people are way faster.
Wow.
You can do it in sometimes 5 years. My plan is 5 years.
Yeah.
I'll be debt free in 5 years, with my condo in
Yeah.
there. So
Then you
and
start building your wealth.
and now you just
that.
start building your
start
wealth.
getting properties that you want to.
you keep doing that, and you just keep putting the money in, and it keeps growing. You got access to all this cash
Yeah.
to go out and buy more properties cash now.
Yeah.
Right? Here I'm a mortgage guy. I'm trying to put you in debt at the beginning. But what I'm telling you is I got a plan to get you out of debt now and build your wealth. You're not going to get that at Rocket Mortgage
No.
or anybody else. A lot of
There's a lot of people that have
lot of
gone
people do
dual
this.
license or
Right.
everything that you do.
mortgages will always be there. People are always going to need mortgages.
Right.
I'm not worried about that. Well, it's always going to go there. But my goal is to teach people and help people generate wealth,
Yeah.
build a legacy. And generational wealth, right?
Yeah.
You leave it to your kids but you got to teach them then, right?
Yeah.
Or I'll teach them,
Well, that's great.
whatever.
Well, we talk about this multiple times. Our kids, it's going to be hard for them to live in San Diego.
Yeah.
When they get old.
It's hard
enough.
for us to live in San Diego.
We're eating the ends of the bread, people.
I mean, I'm not there yet, but holy cow.
But you know what I'm saying? It is. If you don't leave them if you don't have something built for them, it's like their kids and their kids and their kids. So you want to pass on.
Right. And they don't teach us in schools either.
They don't.
They don't teach us
I've said this
anything.
multiple times. Dude, when I went to college, it was like not even you. I skated through high school. It was easy. You could charm teachers. They didn't. At this point, I mean, they're not even getting paid what they are worth now. But think about back in the 80s, 90s.
Right.
Like it is. And now you go to college, and the first thing you see on campus is a little kiosk, and you're going through all of them through this, like, you know, on the grassy knoll or whatever, and you get a free T-shirt, sign up, just put your, you know, put your stuff down, get a credit card, and you're like, what's a credit card? You know, your parents didn't teach you
free
this.
money?
Your parents were, you know, your parents were doing it, but they never really taught you about money, and so you're like, I can buy a television right now as a young kid and I can walk out of here without giving you any cash. Little did I know, nobody reads the fine print.
Right.
No one at that age, 19, 20, 18.
And when
you know,
you're in college and they're giving you a free credit card to go party on, and you're like,
100%. Yeah. A round of drinks on me.
Yeah.
$500, you're like, done. I'll pay $25 back a month. Easy.
Yeah.
Little do I know I'm still paying those drinks. Damn it. You guys owe me drinks over there. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's just, you're not
get that bill the next month,
yeah,
and now you're hooked.
Now you're hooked.
And you can't get out of it.
And then what they do, you're paying it off nicely. Let me give you a little bit more that you can spend.
Yeah.
Take out go rent that party bus now.
I remember when I was probably 18, 19 years old with my credit card. I was at the mall with my girlfriend at the time, and I had made a payment on that, just the minimum payment. And I was literally at a payphone, if you remember this, in the mall, calling the 800 number on the back of my phone to see how much available credit I had to go shopping on.
Go finish, go shopping.
I remember that. That's what they do to you right there.
Yeah.
And that's where we've trained our stuff. This is a whole new mindset, what I'm teaching.
Brand new.
And let me tell you, this is what the wealthy have been doing for years.
Yeah.
And nobody knows about. And you want to know why they're doing it and you don't know about it?
Because you're paying them.
You're paying them the interest right now. They don't want you to know about it.
Yeah.
Right? They're the ones collecting all that interest that you're paying to Wall Street on your mortgage. Even though it's at 2.5% or 3%, whatever it is, you have a fantastic rate. That's great. But that's still money going into their pocket.
Right.
Not yours.
100%.
So that's what I'm here to teach. There's a better way, but they don't teach it. Most people don't know about it. It's starting to become exploited now.
Yeah.
But stop paying that interest. It's bad debt. We're going to turn the bad debt into good debt.
That's amazing.
And create wealth.
Yeah.
If you're living in the property that you have, it's bad debt. It's an asset. The house is an asset.
Right.
But the debt is bad debt.
But it's only an asset if you pay it off at one point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you pass early and you give a house to your 18-year-old kid with a credit card. They're like, what? I got a $6,000 payment now to finish out? Like, take the house at this point, or I got to sell it and then I got to pay taxes. And it's
so, an asset is something that appreciates in value, right?
Right.
That's what an asset is. So with that, you can't access that until you sell the home.
Yeah.
Generally, you can get a HELOC, but then again, you're paying interest.
Yeah.
Right? So really, the money's tied up in this asset that you can't have access to. But by doing it through your own bank, it's compounding interest and creating more generational wealth for you to access it at your fingertips whenever you want.
That's incredible.
Because you're wagering just your death benefit with the living benefits.
Yeah.
Right? So one thing the life insurance companies promise and have to do is if you die, they have to what?
Pay it.
They have to pay out.
Yep.
Right? That's their one promise.
Yeah.
So they already know they got to pay this whatever benefit it is you choose. If it's $1 million policy, they already know they're paying the $1 million.
Yeah.
So you can't borrow more than that against it. But if you want to use your living benefits versus just waiting for the death benefits to kick in, then you can use that now instead of it being wrapped up in the home and you can't access it. It's like, is there a way to put a credit card to this equity that doesn't have zero interest?
Right.
There's not. If you could just drain cash out of the equity, but there's no way of doing that.
Yeah.
There is with the life insurance.
With the life insurance.
Most people don't understand life insurance is not just about dying.
Right.
There's a whole investment side to life insurance that's tax-free, tax sheltered. The wealthy and rich have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And that's how they avoid paying taxes. There's such things as called corporate-owned life insurance policies. If you're self-employed and you want to reduce your overhead to stop paying income taxes, right? We have expenses, we have money in, minus expenses, a net profit, and we pay the taxes on the net profit. If you want to lower that even further, just take out a corporate-owned life insurance policy.
Yeah.
And build cash flow, right? Increase your cash flow.
Right. Yeah.
Reduce your tax liability and keep your
And
money.
keep your money in your pocket.
Yeah. Remember, there's Wall Street
Yep.
and there's the government, or the two big money pits.
Yep. And now you can be your own bank.
And now you can be your own bank.
Well, that's incredible.
This has been going on for years, just you didn't know about it.
Just nobody knows about it.
Yeah. Before the IRS was even around, this
Yeah.
was going on. That's why there's certain codes written in the IRS, because the IRS came after life insurance.
Yeah.
And that's why there's certain codes written in the IRS for life insurance. It's kind of like a grandfathered type situation.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And you would never, I mean, you knew it just because you were getting those phone calls.
Right. Well, I stumbled across it.
That's what I'm saying.
I was just
like,
going to do it to sell mortgage protection.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
it's the people that are asking the questions out there, getting people intrigued about it.
Yeah.
You took the ball and you rolled with it. And that's,
And once I started getting into it and I started learning about it and all the things you can do
yeah.
with it, it just was like, oh my gosh, we need to get this out.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do with it. And so we're trying to hold some seminars up about it. So we're probably going to check my social media, Michael Does Mortgage, on Instagram,
we want to
Facebook, all
host
that.
one for sure.
But let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Let's get
Invite
it going.
all your friends and family.
Okay.
We'll just,
Yeah. We'll start doing some
we'll
seminars.
have mimosas.
There we go.
Levi's paying.
I'm in. Come to the clubhouse. I got
We'll swing some golf clubs.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah.
You're the hidden gem.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you know.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Well, thank you for bringing this to light.
Yeah.
I think this is amazing. Again, your brand you're building is going to be amazing. It is amazing. You're going to give me a hat. I know that.
Yes.
I want that hat. But
You can have this hat.
everything, you've been wearing it. It's okay. Can I have that hat?
Yeah. I
I'll
just
get-
wore
I'll-
it today. It's brand new out of the package.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll swap you out. I got one for
All
you.
right. Gotcha.
But I mean, this is incredible. We should be doing seminars. You should be out there speaking. Just the passion you have behind what you're, it exudes. Like I feel it.
yeah. I'm excited.
I don't know if it's the actor in you, but like, man,
I don't know.
I love it. I'm in. Like I said, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna have dinner. You're gonna explain this to my wife.
Yeah.
and
She's not going to hit me, is she?
she won't hit you.
Okay.
We'll keep her on the end of the table. No, we need people need to hear this. So I think we should set something up.
Yeah,
a
for
seminar.
sure. And I'd love to do that. It's just a hand in glove fit for me with
Yeah.
mortgages. You know,
Yeah.
mortgages are always going to be there. Interest rates are high, but they're probably going to be coming down over the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
And they'll settle back in, and it'll create more houses come back on the market because everybody's got the golden handcuffs on right now
Yeah.
with their 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%, even some 4% interest rates. And they're like,
Well, then the people should be buying into this now if their interest rate
exactly.
is that high.
So right now is the time to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. If you can't buy now, let's prepare you for when you can buy.
Right.
Right. So there's a road, there's a process.
Yeah.
And these things go so hand in hand. You know, yes, I'm going to put you in debt with a mortgage
Yeah.
on an asset, but then I've got a plan to help get you out of that debt faster, way faster, and cost you way less money.
Yeah.
And then you can refer your friends and family.
Done.
Yeah.
For sure. That's amazing. Well, we've been speaking for what? Almost an hour and a half.
Is it there? Wow.
It goes quick, man.
It goes so quick.
It goes quick. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Levi. It's been a great experience.
Dude, the best podcast you've been on, right?
Oh, 100.
Well, I want to finish with another fun segment.
Okay.
I'm going to plug you at the end, but I can't plug you anymore. Look at
I
you.
know,
Walking
right?
billboard
Look at
over here.
that.
I love that. And he has a sweatshirt too. I got
You want to just come shop at my house?
Yeah, I just want to
Go
hang
through my
out and
closet?
just shop out. You know, I want to advertise. Let's get this going. We'll, little collaboration. That's
There
what
you
we'll
go.
do.
I love
All
it.
right. So I got finish the sentence. Oh. Are you ready for this? This one's easy.
This is where you remember the question you asked if someone could be in your head? This is where those thoughts come out.
This is exactly what I was thinking. You're like, because I know what you think when I first say this is not the answer that you're actually going to give me. 100%. Every time I ask somebody, they're like,
Ooh.
come back to me on that one. All right, this first one here. I know this is weird, but I really like to. What do you like to do that's weird?
What do I like to do that's weird?
Do you, okay, here's,
Well, I mean, is it weird to me?
it could be weird, yeah. No. If it's weird
But
to
it'd
you.
probably
but-
be weird to somebody else
if
that
it's
I'm
weird-
doing, but it
if
could be
it's-
normal to me.
Yeah, what's weird? What do you do that's weird?
What do I do that's weird? Okay, here's one. I guess it's kind of weird, but it's not that weird. When I use a butter knife at my house.
Yeah.
I rinse it off and set it on top of the toaster to use again.
Okay.
Because
I like to take a poll on that and see how many people do that.
And I do the same with a coffee spoon.
How long do you use it though?
That might be the weird part.
Okay.
Until I do dishes, which could take me as a single guy
Yeah.
a while to build up a dishwasher full of dishes.
Full of dishes.
And that's why I do it, because if I used a knife every day, I'd be out of knives before it was time to do the dishes.
You'd be.
Same with spoons. I
Exactly.
actually have a comedy bit on spoons. Like,
Do you really?
When I became single, like seriously, I didn't realize how many times I sat to pee.
Yeah.
That could be a weird thing.
That's a weird thing.
I'm like, wow, am I really doing this? But man, I'm tired.
Hey, well, that and like sometimes I'm like, it's dark. I know I'm gonna.
I can't miss.
I know I'm gonna hit the toilet if I sit down.
And I don't have to worry about putting the seat back down.
Yeah, and if I just midnight, dark, boom, sit down. Pee.
The second thing is, I guess I am the one using all the spoons. Where in the fuck are the spoons going?
I don't know.
Like the spoons disappear faster than anything.
Like gone. Like you've never like your spoons
No,
are all
they're
like.
just-
I have 3 spoons.
Not
left.
like they're missing. Well,
it's not
they
like
could
it's
be.
not like the missing sock.
They're not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you miss socks now?
No.
That you only are for you?
I think my socks. I always have my socks.
Okay. Then it is.
So that must
then
be
it
a
must
wife thing.
It must be a wife and family thing.
Yeah.
Like I do end up with some weird. Freaking speak about socks. I'm pretty sure I'm wearing my kids' socks today. Like it was hard to get these like little.
Oh, you are.
And I am.
Yes.
And they already. As soon as I walked out the door, they're already like down here, and I'm like, I'm wearing.
Here's what's
kids'
crazy.
socks.
My son is wearing my size shoes and socks.
Really?
Yeah.
12. Is that what you said? How old?
He's a 14-year-old
14.
and he's freshman. And I'm like, dude, if my socks start missing or my shoes are just
Yeah,
gone.
Then, yeah.
So
you're-
that's kind of my weird thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not- I mean,
Sit and
it's weird to
pee
me
and
because
you're reusing butter
I'm
knives.
kind of OCD, so like I get wiping it knowing I'm going to come back at the same time. If I'm done, gone.
Gone.
If I whisk something, say I've run out of a whisk and the whisk is gone, and I do it with a spoon, I won't use that. Well, obviously because it's raw eggs, but like I won't like cook with it. I'm just really like OCD about stuff
okay,
touching other
yeah.
things like.
Don't come over to my house and use the butter knife on
Contamination. I see
top
that
of the
knife.
toaster.
I'm like, how long has that knife been there? Jesus, rusting and no, that's pretty funny.
Just lick it
that's
off.
that's a good one. I like that one though. Okay, I laugh when.
Oh my gosh, I laugh all the time.
I know.
That's hard to.
Do you have a favorite
I got
comedian?
one. I do.
Okay.
I got two that
Okay,
are really
two.
good.
Okay.
But Kevin Hart's my number one.
Okay.
And Nate Bargatze's my number two.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, okay.
I love both of them. But what was the question again?
I laugh when.
Oh, I laugh when I see, when I start to see people do something really dumb.
Okay.
I'll start laughing before it happens because
Yeah.
I know it's coming.
Yeah.
And this happens a lot with my kids too.
Really?
But like I'll see adults and I'm like, and I'll nudge someone. I'll be like, it's
Watch
getting ready to
this.
go down. Watch. And I love it when they just bonehead.
It gets you
stuff.
excited.
It
I think anybody, right? Now you can get it at your fingertips.
I'm a
too,
people
which is
watcher
nice.
anyway.
Yeah.
So that I'm always like watching and scanning and looking at people and I see the weirdest stuff and it just, I don't know. It tickles me inside when I see it.
That it's gonna happen. You don't warn anybody either. You're
No.
just like you want to see.
Oh my
it
God, I
happen.
got a story about that.
Do
you want to
you?
hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. So back at this uniform job that I was talking about, actually, my boss, the district service manager at the time, because I wasn't quite promoted to my being the branch manager.
Yeah.
So I answered to a district service manager, and then his boss was the general manager, and all three of us were out at lunch one day, and the general manager, his name's Charlie. He's like 6'4".
Yeah.
I don't know. He's super tall, right? And we go to this little hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurant, and this is in Mount Vernon, Missouri.
Okay.
Okay.
There's Mexican restaurants out there.
Right? And we
Mexican
go
go out
in,
there?
and the ceiling's a low ceiling. It's probably like a 7-foot ceiling.
Okay.
Right?
So he's just like
He's almost
Ding.
there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a ceiling fan.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it's going.
And you're already aware of all this, what's going to happen.
Of course. I am spot on watching this. So I get my drink and I go to the booth and he's actually paying.
Yeah.
And he gets his drink and he's starting to come to the table. And I've got my drink on the table with a straw and I'm not even holding it. I'm just letting it sit on the table and I got the straw in my mouth. And I'm just watching him get closer, just sucking on my drink, getting closer to
getting
the ceiling
chills 'cause I
fan.
could just-
and I'm just drinking. And he feels the wind on his hair, and he's like, and then he ducks, and he's like, oh my gosh. He goes, that's low. He goes, Seaver, did you see that? I was like, uh-huh. He goes, and you weren't going to tell me? And I was like,
It was going down either way.
He was
Yeah.
so mad at me.
That's funny. That's funny.
He goes, you were just going to let it hit me? I'm like, yeah.
I wanted to play out.
Yeah, I wanted to
That's,
see
you know,
what was going to happen.
That's so funny. Natural selection right there,
Yeah.
you know? And
So-
sometimes it is. You just got to let nature
That
kind of,
stuff
Yeah.
excites me.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I'm pretty aware of things, so I'll make sure to look out when I'm with you, because you're not going to be
I'm
warning
not-
me.
I mean, if it's life-threatening, I would hurt.
okay.
But he was definitely going to get a nice knot on
He
his
is-
forehead.
Oh yeah, that would have sucked.
He deserved it.
I love that. All right. Right now is a perfect time to.
Invest your money in life insurance.
I set you up for that one.
You did.
That was a good
That was
one.
too easy.
That was too easy. I admire people who.
Just have the raw hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say, like, it fascinates me to see, like, it makes me feel inferior when I see these people, and
Yeah.
that's what I love it. And
Yeah.
so it makes me want to be better.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you surround your people. You surround that's your sphere. You want
Yeah.
those people.
And-
That's what keeps you grinding.
Let me tell you something. I have not learned a better lesson in the last 5 years of being here and
Yeah.
divorced than cutting out people that don't belong in your life.
Yeah.
Like if the table's no longer serving you.
Right. It kind of is. I think when we get to this age too, I mean, I have some buddies that are like I grew up with,
Yeah.
but you kind of do. It's like if you just don't have time, man.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't work anymore.
Right.
You know, it's unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been on a walk for the last 5 years going through just figuring out, like, you got to bring in the stuff that's good for you.
Yeah.
Right. And I would give that advice to anybody. And I tell my kids that too. If you got friends that just aren't serving you,
Yeah.
then it's unfortunate, but sometimes you just got to let them go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. They'll figure it out.
but the hustle, the people that just have that raw hustle,
that raw hustle.
that raw determination and dedication to get something done.
Yeah.
I admire them. I read all the, like, Robert Kiyosaki and
Yeah.
Grant Cardone, man, they just have that drive.
Yeah. Well, you've got that drive too.
I
You've got it in you.
I
You're
hope
doing
so.
So 75 strong, man.
Yeah,
Hard.
75
hard.
hard. Yeah.
75 strong. Is that
Really strong, bro.
Well, it's the same thing.
It's the
Close.
same thing.
Strong,
I
hard.
feel like hard, strong. That's a
Yeah.
different podcast.
So when I put my mind to something,
Yeah.
I go after it, and it sometimes that can be a weakness too.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful of which way you're doing it.
Well, right now it's your bladder that's feeling the weakness.
Oh man, that gallon of water every day gets you.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right. The advice I would give a new broker or new lender.
A new lender, make the calls. Keep your head down, make the calls,
Yeah.
and keep your side of the street clean.
Elaborate on that. I like that.
So it's really easy to boat and hose your social media.
Yeah.
But is that the image you want your colleagues, your other industry professionals to see, your kids as parents? My kids go to a Christian school.
Yeah.
That is not I don't want, if they went to my social media and I'm trying to handle a $500,000 purchase or $1 million
Right.
purchase, and I'm just living my best life in a very, I don't know, in that kind of way, like literally a boats and hose way,
Yeah.
then
And it's easy. You could do it because
I
you're
could.
a single guy, like
Yeah.
out there running the streets of San Diego. You know,
Sure.
it's
Just keep your side of the
just
street
dirty.
clean.
Streets.
But
Yeah.
keep it, run the streets of San Diego. Now he's like, keep this. Yeah, you're right.
just keep your side of the street clean. And that's just more than just social media. It's everything, just
Not
be classy.
and not breaking ties with anybody. You know,
Right.
when you get up from a job, you know you're gonna part ways.
Right.
It comes back around.
Don't burn a bridge.
Don't burn a bridge.
Don't burn a bridge. And I have seen so many times where I've had to be like, hey, I just don't think this is quite the relationship you and I are working for. And I'm talking professionally even. And it's okay. And then suddenly our paths cross and things are great. And they send me a business or something, or I send them something, right? It's all full circle. Never burn a bridge. Keep your head down during the tough times. Just make the calls. 80% of this is practice, 20% is game time.
Yeah.
So just keep doing the plays. Like Deion Sanders says, just keep making those plays.
Keep making those plays.
Keep making those plays. So
That's it. He's Colorado now, right?
I think so.
Prime?
Yeah, weird.
Just won.
I just
Yeah.
didn't think that would. I didn't
don't
see
know.
that happening. But
Hey, Good for him.
Yeah.
Keep making the plays.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, awesome. Thanks again for coming on
Yeah,
today.
thanks
for
for having
making
me.
time for us.
Yeah.
I know you got to run too. And but really quick, let's plug yourself in and look in this camera. Tell everybody where they can find you.
All right.
All right.
I can do that.
You could do that. Do that.
The easiest place to find me is michaeldoesmortgage.com. From there, you can link up to all my social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of it. Most of my social media is Michael Does Mortgage. So it's pretty easy to find me. You can Google me. I even have a Google My Business page.
Do you really? Nice.
Dope, yeah.
Hey, let's plug your show too, please.
Okay.
You don't want to? Come on.
Comedy show, October 6th at the Casino Inn in Alpine. Show starts about 7:30. Reserve a table the day of. It gets busy and packed in there.
Nice.
So
Yeah, who doesn't want to come
come out and
this
see me.
face? Yeah.
This is not a Christian show, though.
He's not keeping his street clean on this one.
This-
Don't post anything.
Yeah, this is why I don't plug my shows.
I know. But it's your life. It's you. It's who you are.
It
and
is.
like you can't hide it. I mean, you're just. I love talking to you. We could go on for hours, and
Yeah.
it's just easy. You're easy, man. You're easy to talk to.
Oh, thanks.
I think I'm gonna come to your show and try to heckle you though.
All right, do it.
No, I'm just
Be
kidding.
prepared.
I don't. That's what I don't want.
I heckle back.
I know you do. All those
And I got
comedians
the
it.
microphone then.
I know. That's so funny. Well, that's cool, man. So please find this guy. You're branding yourself well. MDM Mortgage. Michael Does Mortgage.
Yep.
Please go find him.
Yep.
We're gonna have a conversation. Contact this guy, and have that conversation about getting out of debt.
You bet.
All right,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Well, Tony, tell everybody where they could find this episode.
Well, they can find this episode in YouTube. Can you believe that? We're in YouTube.
Oh,
man.
we're on YouTube now?
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
So you guys can go watch the video. You guys can like, subscribe, ring the bell so you guys get notifications every time we post a new video. Go follow us on Instagram as well, the What's Next Pod. You guys know what to do. Leave comments, engage, and we love you guys.
That's true.
Take care.
All right. Take us out, buddy. We'll see
go.
you next time.
Let's get